So, of course, they go through the Old Testament and they find these things that go against their views or their beliefs, or they go against our current culture, and they say, well, here, use this to throw in the face of Christians when they try to preach against sin, when they try to speak out against wickedness. Hit them with one of these. All right, well, let's do it. Let's check these out. Let's start with the number one that was, and this was like a thing that was voted by the people who visit the website. So this had thousands of upvotes. This was the number one worst thing to them, or thing that they're going to throw in your face. Go to Leviticus chapter 21, verse 18. And of course, they misrepresent these things. So this one is labeled, "Deformed people cannot approach God." All right, that's how this one's labeled on the website. Let's see what the Bible actually says. "For whatsoever man he be that hath a blemish, he shall not approach. A blind man, or a lame, or he that hath a flat nose, or anything superfluous, or a man that is broken-footed, or broken-handed, or crook-backed, or a dwarf, or that hath a blemish in his eye, or be scurvy, or scabbed, or hath his stones broken, no man that hath a blemish of the seed of Aaron the priest shall come nigh to offer the offerings of the Lord made by fire. He hath a blemish. He shall not come nigh to offer the bread of his God." And they're trying to construe this that God is somehow negative toward people who have a physical disability, and that they can't approach God, they cannot draw nigh to God or something. Is that what this has just said? No. What it's actually saying is that the people who have these physical infirmities cannot perform the sacrifices. So Aaron's sons, the priests that are actually performing sacrifices unto God, they can't do that particular job. Okay. Now let's get the context that they left out. They left out verses 16 and 17. "And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron, saying, Whosoever he be of thy seed in their generations that hath any blemish, let him not approach to offer the bread of his God." It's not saying they can't approach God, they can't draw nigh to God. It's just saying that they can't perform the offerings, okay? Look what else they left out. Look at verse 22. Same group of people. "He shall eat the bread of his God, both of the most holy and of the holy." So verse 22 is saying that these people with the hunchback and everything else that's possibly wrong with them, it says they can eat the bread of God, they can eat the holy bread, they can eat the most holy bread. They just can't perform the offering itself. Oh, wow. Isn't that terrible that they don't get to perform the offering? They get to eat all the food. There are other jobs that they can do, but they just can't be the priest that's doing the sacrifice. Look at verse 23. "Only he shall not go into the veil, nor come nigh unto the altar, because he hath a blemish, that he profane not my sanctuaries, for I, the Lord, do sanctify them." Here's what you have to understand. The reason why the priest was not to have any blemish was that he pictures Jesus Christ. Right. Jesus Christ is the high priest. He's the one that made an offering for sin. And so the one who represents him has to be without blemish, because that represents the sinlessness of Jesus Christ. That's why he doesn't want somebody with all these major physical problems coming in there like, all right, let's go offer the sacrifice. Or whatever. It's like, it's not appropriate in that situation, because he's picturing the spotless, sinless Son of God. And one of the biggest things that I took from this, as I'm looking at their list, is that unsaved people cannot understand the Bible. It's just, the Bible said, "The natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God. They're foolishness unto him, neither can he know them, because they're spiritually discerned." And boy, is that true. Whenever you listen to atheists talk about the Bible, it all just goes right over their head. It just does not compute. They just don't get it at all.